by Russia, we have the same infrastructure, we have an integrated system, something like Iron Dome.
Lieutenant General Sharma, I am very, very sorry to interrupt. We have some updates from our correspondent Joshua Barnes in the newsroom. Joshua, what updates have you got for us?
Yes, absolutely, Thomas. So we have this press briefing, which we are currently showing on screen now. We have already detailed the information about these strikes on 15 cities within North and West India. We've also spoken about the air defence systems which the Indian Army say they have struck, and that they reliably have learnt that these air defence systems in Lahore have been neutralised. Let's take a deeper look into what else is included in this press briefing. We start off, Pakistan has increased its intensity of its unprovoked firing across the line of control using mortars and heavy caliber artillery in areas in Kupwara, Baramulla, Uri, Poonch, Medar and Rajouri sectors in Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, we have had reports of Pakistani violations of the ceasefire across the line of control for double-digit days now, and this from the press briefing from the Indian government says that that has stepped up, and mortars and heavy caliber artillery are now being used in those areas that I detailed. Of course, following this increased action across the line of control, this press briefing also includes information that 16 innocent lives have been lost. That includes 3 women and 5 children. This due to that Pakistani firing that I mentioned. And then they respond and say that India was compelled to respond to bring mortar and artillery fire from Pakistan to halt. But the Indian Armed Forces have reiterated that their commitment is to non-escalation, provided it is respected by the Pakistani military. Of course, this comes amid global discussions of de-escalation. We know the Iran Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi is in India at the moment. He's been meeting with Dr. S. Jaishankar on the 75th anniversary of friendship between the two nations. Of course, India in this statement talking about the actions of Pakistan and also talking about their response, but a measured response, one that is seeking de-escalation, echoing a message from global world leaders.
Joshua, thank you for some of those very well-informed updates. I want to throw it back to you, Lieutenant General Sharma, and I want to get a bit more information. You are based in Jammu itself. Have you heard of any reports of civilian casualties, and what's the feeling in the area at the moment?
Well, the maximum casualties have been in the Poonch area, the town itself, and few odd injuries in the Rajouri, Nowshera area. The feeling out here is there's a total outrage. Well, you know, this kind of a thing earlier also, when the violation of the ceasefire agreement by Pakistan has been taking place often and on, but this kind of a firing, it has been, few rounds have been landing here, there, and injuring people, but then this kind of I would say, unprovoked and concentrated firing on the city itself is something which is being taken as an act of war by Pakistan. It wants to escalate, whereas India wants to de-escalate and had sent this message very clearly. So from Jammu and Kashmir, from the Jammu area, Poonch area, people are up in the arms. They are requesting the Indian government. They had started yesterday to request the Indian government to take retribution. And that is how, probably as part of what Pakistan did tonight, of trying to hit the 15 places in India with the missiles and the drones. And in the morning, we also responded back in Lahore and Karachi, but we still did not target the civilians. We downed one of the anti-aircraft system that is HQ-9 with 300 kilometers of a range, and also in Karachi. So all in all, since you asked me, the sentiment out here is of, I rather would say, they are saying, sort out Pakistan once for all. But this is the public sentiment. Well, let's go ahead. What POK, Pakistan had occupied earlier, Why don't we take it back? Because all this terrorism is being sent, trained and bred in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir itself. All this firing is coming from there. And this has been happening for many, many years. So the sentiment, since you asked me, is to take back, this is the opportunity, since Pakistan is not wanting to listen to reason and also to de-escalate. If it does anything more, and if it hits any of our civilian targets, then let's go ahead.
Lieutenant General Sharma, thank you, and please stay with us.